Hello, my name is Michelle, and you're watching From Surviving to Thriving. Today I wanted to talk about 30 sneaky ways narcissists invalidate you. When we invalidate people or deny their perceptions and personal experiences, we make mental invalids of them. When one's feelings are denied, a person can be made to feel crazy, even when they're perfectly mentally healthy. Invalidation is one of the most damaging forms of emotional abuse. Just to understand, it's not just disagreeing with someone. Rather, it's a process in which one person communicates to the other that their opinions, feelings, emotions, and perceptions are invalid, selfish, stupid, crazy, and flat out wrong. The other person's feelings and thoughts are made to feel meaningless and worthless and a waste of time to even contemplate. And the reason it's one of the most damaging forms of emotional abuse is the fact that it can be done in such an insidious and pervasive way that you don't even know you're being targeted for it. In fact, invalidation is such a common part of a relationship with a narcissist or anyone with a personality disorder that it's so common that it becomes normal. You don't even see anything wrong with it. And the word abuse, the fact that the thought that you're being abused doesn't even enter into your mind. And that's why I wanted to reveal 30 sneaky ways that narcissists invalidate their victims so that you can be aware of what's really going on. Number 1, imagine you're excited about something you've achieved at work. So you get home, you're happy, you're emotional, you share it with your significant other, and they say something like, "Big deal," completely popping the balloon and excitement that you felt. Number 2, you have a disagreement. Nothing's getting resolved thanks to the narcissist's ability to create word salad, so when you bring it up again in an effort to finally reconcile, they say something like, "I thought we already talked about this." Or 3, "I can't believe you're bringing this up again." 4, "Can't you just get over it already?" 5, "I refuse to continue to have this discussion." 6, "You love to cause problems, don't you?" Or maybe you express how a certain behavior the narcissist is engaging in that is affecting you in a negative way. Instead of understanding your point of view or self-evaluating, the narcissist will say some things like, 7, "You should be ashamed of yourself for feeling that way." 8, "You never let me be myself." 9, "You have absolutely no reason to feel that way." 10, "All you ever do is look at the negative." 11, "I wish you would stop taking everything so personally." 12, "Will you lighten up already?" 13, "That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard." Now, if you mention to them that you feel as if they never listen to you or respect your feelings, some common invalidating comments are 14, "I do so respect you." 15, "I'm so sick of you accusing me of that." 16, "But I do listen to you." 17, "That's absolute nonsense." 18, "That is not the way things are." 19, "You're the only one who feels that way." And 20, "You've got to be kidding me." Now, what about if you have an issue with someone else, maybe someone at work, a family member, a neighbor, and you confide in the narcissist about what's going on and how it's making you feel bad? Instead of trying to understand you and empathize, they will invalidate you by saying something like, 21, "You're being too sensitive." 22, "You're making it bigger than it really is." 23, "It can't be that bad." 24, "You always focus on the negative." 25, "Just drop it." 26, "So-and-so's a great person. Stop causing drama." Okay, so what about if you ask for something from the narcissist? Maybe you feel like you're giving a lot in the relationship and you don't feel as if it's being reciprocated. You want to express this to your significant other, and instead of caring about your feelings and analyzing or self-reflecting to see where the relationship can be strengthened, the narcissist invalidates by saying things like, 27, Well, what about my feelings? 28. Have you ever stopped to consider how I feel? 29. You are so demanding. 30. Other women would be happy with this relationship, but not you. You never see the good in anything. Are you seeing the pattern? A narcissist never validates your feelings, never empathizes with your feelings. And what happens is a victim begins to question their own way of feeling, their own way of looking at their feelings. I remember having a conversation with a narcissist that I was in a relationship with at one point in my life. I remember feeling confused because no matter how much I tried to help him to see my feelings on the matter, it was as if nothing I said got through to him. The conversation went in this crazy circle roller coaster ride, and it never made any sense, and it never had an ending. So at one point in the conversation, I said, I guess maybe, it's because I'm a female, I'm a woman, and I think, women and men don't always see things the same way. Maybe that's why you're not understanding what I'm trying to tell you. His response was, what, do I have to be gay to have a conversation with you? And I remember that comment hurting me. So I was talking to a friend of mine at one point afterward and explaining this conversation. And I remember saying, is it wrong that comment hurt my feelings? And my friend looked at me and said, feelings are never wrong. Even if you perceive things in a different way, maybe you perceive things differently, you still have your feelings. You have a right to your feelings. And I remember being in shock, like, wow, really? That's how it is? Because my feelings had been denied for so long, or twisted and turned and been used against me. My point in sharing this experience is if you find yourself having conversations with friends and saying, is it wrong that it hurts my feelings when he or she does this? Is it wrong that I'm upset because this or that? If you ask questions like that, if you wonder if your feelings are wrong, it's because you have been invalidated or being invalidated for so long. You have been experiencing this emotional abuse for so long that you no longer trust your feelings. A narcissist is an expert at making their victims feel as if their feelings are wrong. It makes a person wonder if there's something wrong with them. When you begin to feel as if your feelings are wrong, or you wonder if you're allowed to have them, it undermines your confidence because it causes severe self-doubt. Now, a lot of the things on that list, or some of the things on that list of 30 sneaky things that a narcissist does to invalidate, are things that some of us have said. We may have said to someone else, well, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not as bad as you think. So it's not the fact that these things are said alone that makes it invalidation. It's the fact that along with these sayings is a zero ability to empathize. There's zero recognition of the other person's right to those feelings. So for example, somebody might say, maybe it's not that bad, and they listen to the story and then they say, but I can understand how that may have made you think that way. Or, I understand that that's a difficult situation. What do you think you can do about it? At least you're recognizing that that person has those feelings. Whether you agree with them or not, you're giving them their right to have those feelings. So those sayings alone, not all of those sayings alone automatically determine that a person is a narcissist or being emotionally abusive. But if statements like these are being said and you are never feeling as if that person sees your feelings, acknowledges that they exist, or acknowledges your right to have them, then you really want to watch out. And again, if you find that you're asking yourself or others, is it wrong to feel this? Is it wrong to think that? Then you have been invalidated so long, you have lost your confidence in yourself, which is a very dangerous place to be. So I hope this video opens your eyes to see this sneaky form of abuse that wreaks havoc on a person and yet can go undetected for far too long.